Hi chat. Happy Monday. Welcome in everyone. I am Chef JT. I cook here on Twitch 4 nights a week. And we're doing tortilla soup tonight. Which the ingredient list / recipe / all the info you need is in the Discord. Or you can follow along with me tonight. I'm not exactly following everything on that recipe. Well, thank you for that resub.
32 months and great tortilla soup to celebrate. Cheers, chef.
Thank you, Will. And welcome in as well. I hadn't gotten around to saying hello to you or Nan Reader, or we had someone else check in even earlier. Connor Mack. If you're still hanging out, welcome in. "32 months. Hey, head of broccoli. Oh, I got that I could use for that. That might be wide enough. So, making my own tortillas tonight and then frying them along with making lovely soup, but soup is not all that overly complex. We got tomatoes, we got some chicken stock or veg stock if you got it, or I think the recipe calls for garlic stock. And now, so while going to get Gouda cheese, there were just too many options. And so I ended up with 2 different types of cheese. And so we have to figure out what type of Gouda, or both types of Gouda, we're going to use with this. Hi, JK. This might be the smallest batch of tortillas I've ever made. If I ever get around to pouring my coffee. Oh, that makes me want to check. It would be just like it. Yeah, chat. I'm gonna be back. I'm gonna take an AFK here after we cheers. I have to go grab something. But thank you all for joining me tonight. I promise you the AFK will be short. Cheers. Needed that. Alright. I will be back in a couple of minutes here, chat.
No, Jane and Ann aren't the Crest testers here. Their daddy is. You see, Crest also showed it worked for older people like the Allbrands before it became recognized effective against cavities. Jim, when were you in this toothpaste test?
Back in college.
Let's show the story filmed at a recent reunion. Well, Jim, how did you become part of this toothpaste test?
The dentists at Indiana University asked us to.
Did many others join you in the test?
Quite a few. 246, as a matter of fact.
Did every one of you use Crest in this test?
We use Crest. Their side, regular toothpaste.
Do anything special?
No, everyone brushed as usual for 2 years.
But your group had
34% fewer cavities with Crest.
You know what's happened since these tests, Mrs. Allbrand?
Well, a lot of us use Crest.
And Crest has become the only toothpaste recognized effective against cavities by the American Dental Association. Their Council on Dental Therapeutics reports Crest has been shown to be an effective decay-preventive dentifrice that can be of significant value when used in a conscientiously applied program of oral hygiene and regular professional care. What's your program, Mrs. Allbrand?
Wash between meal treats, brush often, and have regular checkups.
And use Crest, of course. Crest with Fluorostan, the only toothpaste recognized effective against cavities.
Coke time is anytime, anywhere. It's always time for ice-cold Coca-Cola.
May I sing to you? May I sing to you? Won't you listen to a song that's in my heart?
The Coca-Cola Company presents Coke Time with Fred Robbins, tonight's guest, Diane Carroll, and starring Eddie Fisher.
Bring back the thrill of the love that we shared when you cared, when hand in hand I thought only you'd understand. Bring back the thrill of the wonderful life that we planned. Only we two, never lonely when I was with you. For we loved and we laughed in the sun, and the time that we spent was such fun. But I never thought we could part when I gave you my heart. So while you're away, night and day I will pray for you still. I'll wait until you'll return and you'll bring back the thrill.
Hi, chat. Hi, chat. Not working? Are you working there? There, that's working. Are you working there? Should be working there. There we go. Hi, chat. Sorry about that. Had to run out and grab something. Okay. Mic done making noises from me shifting around my pocket? Apparently not. Wow. Is that making all sorts of noises? That's part of it. There we go. Okay. Now hopefully things are fixed now that the mic isn't dangling in my shirt or... Ooh, fan feels good. It's got a half cup of white masa there. So that's white ground corn along with a little bit of lard. Great, I still got leftovers. I didn't actually eat all that much last night. Not that I should be going through a pound of turkey and a whole thing of cream soup in a single night. But I didn't even come close. Hot water. If you can use boiling water, even better. I've used my kettle a couple times in the past. It works pretty well. I just didn't feel like waiting. Alright, we'll let that hang out for a bit. I think that's properly got a proper moisture content to turn into tortillas there. maybe slightly on the dry side, but we'll see how it does as it absorbs. Maybe. There's actually no chicken in the dish tonight. Well, it's not like bread is exactly dangerous. I mean, as long as they aren't selling you something weird. As long as they get to the point where they are actually paying for that permit. And it just doesn't become a, oh, I'm still putting that off. I'm still putting that off. It's... As I said before, pet peeve when it comes to that sort of stuff. It may seem like an innocent crime skipping the permits and jumping through the hoops and being properly inspected and all that. There's people that are paying and doing all of that, and you're cheating them. skin pile, not the bones pile. There is no bones pile. We're getting rid of these bones. I regularly do guava, welcome in. However, I usually roast my own, break down raw chickens and don't have roasted. Heard someone refer to this as candy, or as chicken floss, and it's such a fitting term. The package of stock actually back here is homemade. Made on stream. Skin is amazing when it's fresh and horrible the minute it gets cold. The easiest one is soup. I mean, just make some soup from it. Make some chicken soup. Because all the little bits are going to break off after a little bit. And yeah, you'll have to sift out the bones. But that's sort of the name of the game anyways. Yeah, I've been breaking down whole chickens for a couple of years now. Now it's basically about the same whether you want to break it down the same yourself or not. The way labor is these days. But it used to be a little bit cheaper to do your own birds at home. And that was mostly counting in that I was going to get the stock from it and the value out of the stock. Come here, oysters. I don't know what the name for this piece of meat is, but this piece of meat is often delicious too. That strip there. I'll take that too. Alright, I'm calling that. Take the fattier parts here out of that. Well, in this case, this most certainly, in several cases, is a lost leader for them. Where these are the subpar chickens, once they get to the store, they get roasted off. The ones that are subpar when they get to the processing facility turn to canned. And so with Costco doing their own chicken, or the Warehouse Club, or whatever you're buying from, they're doing their own vertical where they have their own canned, they have their own roasted, and then they have their own fresh. And so they get to sit there and advertise that, you know, it is so cheap. But at the same time, they're really almost half making back money that they would lose otherwise. So it's cheaper, but it's a questionably lower quality product that's probably been done in a more, but it's done in a, industrialized setup. You know, we're going to get a good product out of it through this process. And it's the same thing with the supermarkets and all of the salads and stuff in the deli. They're getting a lot better at it. Like, Whole Foods was, masters at it. But I think the other ones, farmed a lot of that into, commissaries that are more local rather than in the store. But that's how, all of that stuff in the deli really came around is, okay, these are the ugly, crooked carrots. These are the, blemished apples that aren't going to sell. Yada, yada. And you create other products out of them that will sell. Seems better, but not necessarily. And this is mostly here for me to snack on while we're... we'll get rid of that too. So yeah, that's how you get to the point where you get a... what are these? Like, this is like a 3.5 pound chicken. That's, I think they're sold for like $6. Cooked. Maybe I should get to making this soup instead of sitting here and eating chicken all night. Let's pull up the recipe here. I don't even have the recipe pulled up in Discord yet. Onion. I don't know what size a medium onion is, but this one seems pretty mid. One of the things that actually initially got me hooked on cooking was I would cook all day and have food in front of me and I wouldn't eat anything. But I agree, Guava Chica. Pretty easy when it's not yours to eat. It's a little bit harder when you're at home. But I'm going to use more onion than the recipe calls for. But let's read the recipe here. Heat 1 teaspoon oil, 1 million onion, until tender 5 minutes. Salt, chili powder, garlic. Add tomatoes. Simmer. Toast tortilla strips. Oh, using immersion blender, huh? Okay. And garnish. Okay. So I'm not going to stress cutting these and dicing these. We're going to blend it up. forgot the heel on one side. Got one side and forgot the other. So that is sweet onion. And now we need some garlic. I think we're going to go a little lighter garlic tonight than last. Spinach soup turned out delicious, by the way. I guess maybe we'll do more cloves tonight, but smaller cloves. Yeah, why not? Just do all of them. Sort of silly trying to save a single garlic clove. And then heat that stock up. And heat the stock up and melt that down. Before we get to all of that, I think we're going to go back to our tortillas here. Tortillas. I'm only making a couple. debating if I should have just gone with the tortilla press, even though... because these are not going to be fun to get off of the counter. Yeah, we're going with the press. And we're adding some more liquid to this too. Too dry still. There we go. So we got our first one tortilla made here. I'm just waiting on this pan to warm up a little bit. I guess I'll waste another piece of parchment and not wait. Oh, there's probably a red-headed fish. Hey, Penta. Yes, this is called a tortilla press. It's a cast iron tortilla press. I don't know why I'm worried about these keeping their shape whatsoever. I'm planning on cutting them. The reason I'm flipping it around all the time, all these different times, is though even though it's a nice, relatively even press, this side does press like this. There's a bit of an angle to it, and so 4 times around, you get pretty round. Hi, Alex. Yeah, but less for dinner tonight and more just extra meat around the house. That's interesting. I didn't realize that. When did that freeze? Has it been frozen the whole time? Ah, it's not even listing it as an option. Ah. My bad, chat. So just some light browning on these. I'm not really... was just looking to get the sear on them because we're going to fry these. As a meal part. Confucius. You mean as an ingredient challenge? The challenges I typically buy the ingredients for. So we got this pan nice and hot over here where we were doing the tortillas already. We're going to continue on in this pan, but now we're going to get into some more real cooking. Get some oil in there. Not in any of the jobs I've done, no. Maybe in like I know I've made them before outside of my home, but I don't really remember where or what the situation was. I don't remember them being on, like, I haven't worked in any like Mexican-ish restaurants in that theme. I know I certainly fried them fresh working app stations a couple of places over the years. Salt. I was reading an article earlier about foods of Ramadan, making my mouth water. I'm not usually one for a whole lot of Middle Eastern cuisine, but yeah, some of those recipes I was seeing, I was like, "Ooh, I could try that." We also got Easter and St. Patty's coming up. All sorts of fun stuff in Easter. Or in spring. Garlic in with our onions. Welcome, White Dove. Just salt in there right now. There's salt, garlic. Maybe you saw the garlic and thought that was the spice, but we've got garlic, onion, and salt in there. I am about to add some chili powder, which I did get out and bring over here, but it hasn't gone in yet. I'll add that now. Tomatoes. Because the chili powder isn't enough, we're going to hit that with some cayenne too. MSG. Pepper. Not grinding very fast tonight. I'm going to dry this out, basically. We're going to cook down that tomato sauce until it's essentially dry. Broccoli, that's a great idea. Yeah, like, I'm not thinking at all about how I could potentially be mixing this up a bit. This is not a part of the recipe. I'm going to throw some ancho chili powder in here. And a bit of smoked salt. Gonna have to add more salt later on for the stock either way, so I'm not worried about it getting too salty. The salt that's in there so far was mostly just to help with the onions to cook. I'm going to cut these just wider than you would see them typically. Just to give them a little bit of a... These aren't of a bag aspect to them. You can also vary the size of them a little bit too, but that just makes them look unprofessional. It's been a while since I found a reason. These aren't flour. It's been a while since I found a reason to fry some flour tortillas. That usually turns out pretty good. They don't last very well. Like, they aren't something I would suggest for leftovers, but... I love the smell off of that. It's smelling spicy. Let's make our lime juice. Great smell off this lime. It's been a while since I had a lime that smelled that lime. Like, that is a lime, chap. That ain't something pretending to be a lime. It ain't some weird immature lemon. That there is a lime. I guess we're not there yet. We still need to do some more cooking down. Hopefully everyone's had a good start to their week. Waiting to get that sizzling sound back. We're starting to get a little popping. Welcome in, Subi. I don't have any ground beef to do that. I've already got tortillas that I've already chopped up that I'm going to fry here in a little bit. And I've got plenty of chicken too. So it's funny, one of the few streams I do, chat, where I don't have like a ton of meat. I get like, where's the meat from chat? So we'll add our chicken stock in here with this. We're going to switch sides of the stove here. Yeah, CB. You don't get any TV magic here on streaming where people are pulling bullshit out of the oven that was made 3 hours ago. People fuck up on stream, they fuck up. There's no, Yeah, we'll leave it there. So now we've got oil heating up on the other side of the stove here. For our tortilla frying. We got a little while for that to warm up though. Lovely top to this that I think a lot of people would skim off, and I'm just like, that's just delicious. College food. I don't know why my fan's deciding to make noise tonight. My fan doesn't normally make noise like that. We're also going to turn the soup way down now. Because this soup is basically, other than giving this a blend with an immersion blender stick, that is set. We're going to add our fried tortilla strips to it. We've got lime juice to add to it. I've got chicken to throw in there if I would like to. And we've got the cheese to figure out whether we're going with the new Gouda, the old Gouda, or a mix of old and new. No, it's not going to stick very well. Broccoli. I just posted in Discord earlier. I came across earlier on the internet a video of, buffet cuisine is just getting weird. They had a pickle fountain with a variety of different pickles on it, but with also one of those pumps, so it was like a chocolate fountain almost, but with the pickle brine being pumped out and done as like a shower over all of the different pickles, and people were grabbing cups of the brine along with the pickles. We only need this 300-ish, but that's still another 100 degrees to go. Nah, there's always new ways to market the same old stuff. They're all food industry related. So, loosely food, but could be, inventory and other things like that too. And they're also multiple language, so they're not all easy English ones. Sprinkles we don't spend a whole lot of. You have either the choice of using them for the occasional giveaway I do, which are when we get to follower goals. We're currently waiting on 1,750 followers. Or, if you get 1,750 of them, so 7,500, wow. If you get 7,500, you can suggest a weekly theme. We just had a weekly theme for Chicken Week come up. So we're doing Chicken Week coming up here in the beginning of next month. Basically, sprinkles are my currency separate from Twitch, separate from YouTube, separate from Mixer, separate from all of them. And they are based on viewership and participation, not on sponsorship or spending money or... need to get the overlays fixed. Not really head of broccoli. I have tested once extremely minorly allergic to shrimp. I have never really noticed anything myself, but I'm not a huge seafood eater either. I have it every once in a while. So it's probably a shock to my system either way. It would be best if it was a period in time when Dungeness was in season. Which might be right now? I did crab couple weeks ago. I was thinking of that was sort of like towards the end of the local crab. Maybe I'm wrong. I don't know it for sure. Again, not Mr. Seafood. It's not dough balls either, head of broccoli. It's sprinkles. Exclamation mark sprinkles. Dough balls are Twitch's currency, which are influenced by subscribing, donating bits, etc., etc. We 325-ish here. Oh, good. Good. Let's go in with our initial fry of our tortillas. Do about half of these at a time. Yeah, you got more than 7,500 there. You still have to use the, is the button not active for, a theme? It's active once a night for people to suggest a theme. If you're unfamiliar with the channel points button, there's a little icon that looks like a rolling pin with dough in the bottom of your chat screen on Twitch with a number next to it. That's the number of dough balls you have. And if you click that button, it comes up with the menu. Annoyingly, with 3 things from Twitch that cost money and I don't want you to really use. But everything below that's sort of cool. can be your choice how far you want to go with this. If you're keeping them for any period of time, you want to go until there's not bubbles going anymore. If you're just doing them fresh for that night, they're a little bit nicer if you don't go all the way, because then they're a little bit tender, they're a little soft, they have a little chew. Or maybe you just want them perfectly crisp. That's up to you. But you have that choice if you're making them yourself. Oh, how do I fix that? Try it again, head of broccoli. I might have to reset it again, but we'll see. We back to 350 here. I just looked at this and didn't pay attention. Alright, second batch of frying tortilla strips here. Hitting the ones over here with fine salt. I gotta be honest, tonight's dinner is getting me sort of hyped up for the idea of doing nachos. And I was just saying the other night that nachos look horrible on stream. They do. To redeem, you don't redeem them, but you can type exclamation sprinkles to see how many you have. I just reset it once more. Salt. Salt, 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 salt. And put the oil over here on this pan over here. It's going to help dissipate the heat a little bit. Move the soup back over to the main burner here. And we're going to blend this up now. I can do that for you, head of broccoli. It's a little bit cumbersome for that, but I can set that up for you. Let's see here. It's under... You successfully now have 5,000 less sprinkles, or 7,500 less sprinkles. And let's see here. Alright, so we got the 3rd through the 9th for chicken week, and the 10th through the 16th for eggplant week. And whatever ones that I have already planned in these weeks, I'm going to move down, further down. Because I do have some things planned in those weeks already, but I haven't bought the stuff for it. It's not like that has to be done. Okay, back to this. We're going to put a flame back underneath this. We're going to grab this lovely concoction here. Actually, we're going to turn the flame off on that because I don't want it that hot. Well, the American brain in me immediately thinks of Parmesan. But it's probably one of the worst options. Now we're going to use our stick blender to puree all of this up. Oh, that's dirty. Only got a little bit of that on me pureeing that. Immersion blenders, absolutely, you have to worry about cheapo junk. I really like this one that I got. This Breville. But I like the Breville because it's got a whole lot of other options. It's a nice immersion blender on its own. And it's nice that it's got the removable bottom part to it. But it's not the best immersion blender I've ever had, if you know what I mean. Like, I also have this thing out of my trailer. It's a little excessive for home use. But, you know, this is a better immersion blender. But it doesn't have a whisk, a food processor attachment, half dozen other things you can attach to it. And you can get junk ones that are like that too. Hamilton Beach has got a strong following. I've not worked with them much myself, but they are one of the champions of bar blenders. They are big in the bar world. We're getting to the point where a lot of that stuff is losing its luster too. Like, it used to be you could buy certain kitchen equipment, like Vitamixes is like the epitome of it, where they're designed to be commercial, but they also designed them so that they can mass produce them for home use to lower the overall price point. So they're incredibly expensive for home, but they're like a once-in-a-lifetime purchase for a home. The problem is now they're coming out with different attachments and different proprietary stuff, and they're making it so that it doesn't last a lifetime. And so, yeah. That's got some thickness to it. Salt. More salt, actually. And that lime juice. See where we are with seasoning here. I can deal with that. It's got some nice heat to it. Yeah. It's not too complex. I mean, it's onions, garlic, chicken stock, and tomatoes with some spice. Yep, Sunbeams are that way. Like the old stuff, like the old KitchenAids, like originally it was they were making stuff originally for the kitchen to last forever. Then it was they were making it for the businesses to last forever. And now it's just all turning to junk. Like I have an Oyster over there blender that was my first like blender. And it has let the smoke out. But it still works. I don't know why I still keep it around. Like I said, chat, it has let the smoke out. But it still runs. So it sits there on my shelf. We need to figure out what cheese I'm going to use tonight, chat. We need to use some Gouda cheese. But do we use the Gouda cheese or the Gouda cheese? Neither one of these are smoked. One is a 20-year aged, and the other one is the OG fresh. So I think the question here is, the aged got too much character, or just enough? Well, they were the same price head of broccoli, so that's why they're both here. Because I'm gonna go through both of these at some point. But which one do I actually want to use? I hate these, like, half-sealed, half-unsealed peel from here corners. And I'm sort of tempted to try and keep the packaging nice here, but it's testing my patience. And my lack of fingernails. We got it, though. Sort of. And now I'm wondering, why did I even... Take the wax off. Wax on, wax off. Oh, that's a tough one, chat. You gonna guess that one, chat? This has definitely got more character, and it's also full of crystals. Mighty fine tasting hunk of cheese here. Not the freshest smelling thing, but I think we're going to do a little of both, but we're going to primarily go with this. Just say no to skunk beer. Just say no to skunk wine, too. Caught a little of the wax there. There's still a few pieces of wax in there. Oh well, it's wax. Alright, there we got a little of both in there. Why is less likely to get skunky if it's sleepy? But if you're talking about sunlight and alcohol, you're reminding me of that one chef from Sonoma County who I can't stand, whose restaurant, when I first went to it, had all of its liquor directly in the window in the sunlight. Alright, so we're going to plate up now. It's plating time, chat. And take a hunk of chicken here, since I'm throwing chicken in mine. And a hunk of cheese over the top of that. photos. I've already tried the soup once, but it's like a spicy tomato soup with the tortilla and the cheese and the chicken. And I've got leftover rolls from yesterday to use with it too. As if the tortillas weren't enough. But I think that's going to do it for tonight's dinner. I don't know that I gave a really good review between the two cheeses there. I didn't know what else to really so much say. The light one was a very nice, light, fresh cheese. I would put it on par with a number of other buttery, fresh cheeses. And then the aged one isn't like all full of crystals, nicely aged, great flavor, nothing really off about it. Nothing really screaming, this makes me weird, but, it was good. But that's where we're going to leave things tonight, chat. Let's look in the Discord here and see what do we got for a winner for Wednesday. We had a runaway here. I didn't check in on this during the week at all, really. But it's looking like we're going to be using Jimmy Dean croissants on Wednesday. So I'm somehow going to have to turn Jimmy Dean egg, sausage, and croissant sandwiches into dinner and dessert. I would think it was a crazy madman that suggested such a thing if it wasn't myself. I have no idea what I'm doing for dessert. So we do have that for our winner. I'll put a new vote up there shortly for next week. We'll throw a quick win in there. And so that is Wednesday's plans. What else we got coming up here? Friday, we're doing chocolate souffle for Chocolate Souffle Day. It's been a while since we've done a featured dessert day. It's been a minute since I've done souffles. We're gonna give it a shot. We'll see what happens. I have no idea what I'm doing for dinner for that night. We'll see what I've got around, see what happens. And then Sunday, Coca Vin. Vino on Sunday. With more chicken, or I don't think I can find a cockerel. But that is our upcoming weekend plans here. I hope you have a great week, everyone. I'm looking forward to this. This is looking delicious. The soup is already tasting delicious, but everything else in there just going to be making it better. Wax or not, that I'm just now realizing was in the middle of that photo and everything. Let's take another quick photo just in case. Alright, I'm going to leave it right there, folks. We're not going to read out tonight. See all your lovely faces back here on Wednesday. Good night.